Hey guys, I am back with my January recap update for the Crafty Goals 2020 collab with Amalia. So this is going to be probably a slightly different recap than my other ones will be because I have to film this before January is over because it has to be up on February 1st. So I haven't quite finalized all of my totals and stuff as far as what I've used up and that kind of thing. So you might get a secondary January update when I do my February update. I think most of the numbers are just about solid, but a few might change. So my main crafting priority this month was Valentine's projects, as I'm sure it is for a lot of people. And my big goal within that was to use up all of the ridiculous amounts of Martha Stewart Valentine's paper that I had in my stash. For those of you outside of Canada, we have a dollar store here called Dollarama. It's kind of like the main chain dollar store here. And it's actually a $1+ store at this point. It goes up. It has items that go up to $4. But they get a lot of overstock crafting stuff in lately. But about 2 years ago, they had a ton of old Martha Stewart stuff from 2012, 2013, because there's dates on the Martha Stewart crafting stuff. And they were all for ridiculously good prices, so we were all buying them up. And I know I'm not the only one that overbought. And so I had so much of the paper in particular, and I managed to kill everything I had left, and I'm so happy. So you can see here I used up 4 paper pads, and now 3 of them were 6x6-ish, and one of them was not full. I had these 3, they're actually closer to 5x7, they're 6 3/4 by 4 3/4 paper pads. As you can see, they were only $1.50 at Dollarama. I originally had, after my buying spree, I had 3 of these airmail themed pads. I used up 1 and about 2/3 of a second one last year. So I still had 2/3 of one and a full pad left initially. Thankfully, I finished both of those off. And then I only ever found 1 of this one. This was the cuter pad. I wish I had found more of these and overbought on this one. I was sad to use this up. I was kind of hoarding this one, but my desire to just use all the Martha Stewart stuff, get it out of my life, that helped a lot. So I did manage to use all of these up. And then I also used up my remaining 12x12 pad. The only thing that's left in it is there's a red glitter sheet and a red foiled sheet. I'm still working on finishing up a bunch of cards that I made. I have a ton that I'm in the middle of working on. So I'm most likely going to use some of the glitter paper and some of the foil paper to do accents and whatnot. And then whatever's left is just going to go into my general cardstock and specialty paper stash. So all the actual pattern paper is no longer in this pad. And again, because I overbought, I started with 2 of these. I managed to use up 1 last year, and then I powered through this one this year because it's cute paper, but I'm really tired of looking at it, especially this airmail theme. I'm very happy to have used this up again, and again at Dollarama these were $4. So as I said, I managed to kill 4 paper pads, which was fantastic. That's not going to be a common thing, I don't think. It was easy to get through that many because I wasn't as precious about most of the papers, like all the airmail papers. I'm so tired of looking at them that I just wanted to use them. So I do have a bunch of scraps left. They're all weird sizes. I'm either gonna figure out ways to use them or I'm just gonna pitch them because I don't care about them that much at this point. Other paper that I don't have as much of, it's gonna be more of a struggle, but I'm just so glad to have these paper pads out of my inventory, and I'm filming this on January 28th. I know I'm not gonna kill another pad in the next 3 days, so I totaled that up as I killed 4 this month. Down here, I decided when I use something but don't use it up, I'm just gonna check that I actually used it. Just to say, because I am trying to make myself use things at all as well as use them up. So I did use some binder rings. You'll see that in a project share. I also used up 4 little bundles of ribbon, not full rolls, but just a little bit of sampling of ribbon and trim. I used up 4 of those from my stash, and then I used some other fabric and things as well. I did quite a bit of decluttering, organizing, and cataloging supplies and projects in Evernote at the start of the month. I just got sort of addicted to playing around with Evernote once I figured out how to use it. I did end up subscribing to the premium version because the premium version allows you to sync your collections and whatnot between your phone and your computer, and I find the desktop version is better for some things and the mobile version is better for other things. So I just decided it's only $10 a month, so I just figured it would make my life easier to have both versions, be able to use both versions, so I've gone ahead and done that. And that project is coming along nicely, but I did have to stop to actually, use some supplies and do some crafting stuff. So I definitely did good on my YouTube posting. I've posted 6 videos as of this filming. There might be a 7th before this goes up, but it depends how long it takes to edit. So I wanted to do at least 1 video a week, and can't remember if there were 4 or 5 weeks in this month, but I obviously did well there. Instagram, not so much. I've been wanting to post like twice a week, and I'm still struggling to even hit once a week. But at least they weren't all just like announcements of new videos being up. I did post a couple of actual like photographs of stuff, so that's something else I'm working on. Facebook, I'm sorry to all 6 of you in the Facebook group. Haven't posted anything. I used to be really social online. I don't know what's happened to me. I'm just as socially awkward online now as I am in person. Never used to be that way. I used to be way more outgoing online. I don't know what happened, so I apologize. And I'm only in 1 collab so far. I did apply for another collab, but I did not get it, but that's okay. At least I tried. But obviously, this is the collab I'm still in. Didn't get any business stuff done, unfortunately. Hoping to start doing that in February. If only because I have to put my Valentine's stuff away anyway, so I might as well go through it and photograph it and whatnot. And then what's really sad is I had to extend my chart to a second 2-page spread, although obviously there's not that much in it yet. If I'd known it was going to take up 4 pages, I would have just made more space for stuff anyways, but I was really trying to cram it all in that first 2-page spread. But then I had some of the things I wanted to track, like other materials that were not on those lists. I used up 2 packages of favor boxes. I got this package of 12 favor boxes that were white. Here at Dollar Tree in Canada, everything is $1.25, and then this other package was a package of like a more sturdy cardboard favor box, again, white ones. There was only 4 in the package. They were also $1.25. I believe I got them at Wow, What a Deal. And then also I used up a bunch of paper bags that were in my stash. I didn't finish out the package because it was a very large pack of 40 that I got at Dollarama for like $4. I started tracking the fact that I've actually checked in on and replied to or at least hearted my YouTube comments. Again, like I said, I'm getting very antisocial and I don't know why. Like, I like getting comments, but then I suck at replying to them, and I don't know why. It's not that hard, but so I'm making sure I keep track of that. Same with the Instagram. I think I might have replied to someone, forgot to track it, and I want to do the same for Facebook once I start using that again. And then I've also started working on a Pinterest. It's not official yet, but like I haven't officially quote-unquote announced it, but if you want to go follow me there, it's Canadian Paper Junkie on Pinterest. So my tracker for the stuff I made is not quite finished yet because I'm still finishing up some things. Like I have a gazillion cards. I haven't even counted them yet, but I'm not finished them yet, so they're not in here. But I did make 14 favor boxes. You saw I used up a pack of 12 and a pack of 4. 2 of the 12 ended up being like, it didn't work. So instead of having 16, I have 14. I also made 3 paper bag mini albums. I've also got 2 brag books that are not quite finished, and like I said, a bazillion cards. So I made quite a bit of things. I'll have a full total in the February recap. I need to get better at tracking how long it takes me to make things because I've been tracking it by days and not by like hours. I need to start remembering to like start the timer on my phone when I start crafting so I can get a better feel of how long it takes me to make things. Stuff I used up quite a bit of stuff. Again, this is not entirely complete because I may go through like some more adhesive or something before the end of the month, but I went through the 4-pack of favor boxes and the 12-pack of favor boxes, an ATG roll that I started at the end of December and finished it January 20th. A trimmer blade. I have a Westcott trimmer and a Fiskars trimmer, and I use them both for different things. So I didn't know when I started the blade, but I finished it. I officially gave up on it and threw it in the I will use you to cut cardboard and adhesive pile on January 21st. I used up one of the 6x6-ish Martha Stewart paper pads. I started playing with that on January 17th, finished it on January 21st. My roll of 1/2-inch score tape, I purchased it in September of 2019. I don't know when I started using it, but probably sometime that fall. Completed it using it on January 23rd. This is where things get crazy with the ATG rolls. When I'm not crafting, it takes me a while. Like it took me almost a month to use up the roll up here. When I'm crafting, it takes me like 2 to 3 days. This roll started on the 20th, used it up on the 23rd. This roll started on the 23rd, used it up on the 26th. The ribbon bundles ×4, I guesstimated how long that took. The 17th to the 26th. I got through the 2 other Martha Stewart paper pads in approximately 10 days. Again, I went through a Fiskars trimmer blade, replaced it on the 27th. I finished up a quarter inch roll of score tape. Again, I have no idea when I started it, but I finished it on January 27th. Powered through this 12x12 in 3 days, because I just wanted to get rid of it. So started it on the 24th and finished it up 27th. And then another ATG roll, so I've gone through 4 this month so far, 2 packs. Started on the 26th and finished it on the 28th, and the roll that I started on the 28th is probably going to be finished by the end of the month, which is crazy. It's hilarious, because I have a subscribe and save with Amazon, and I get them to send me 2 packs of ATG rolls a month, and when I'm not crafting, I feel like I'm hoarding it, because I have so many of them, but then when I'm crafting, I have to go through it like that, and I'm really glad that I have a hoard. And this is the last thing that I am tracking in my journal. Again, I don't have final totals yet, because the month is not quite over, although I don't suspect I'll spend anything else the next 3 days. I did spend a bit more than I thought I would, but again, that's one of the reasons I'm tracking it, so I can be like, okay, dude, you spent more than you thought you did. Stop spending. I ended up going to Michael's at the start of the month because mostly because the Irish cases were on sale. They were on sale for buy 2 get 1 free, so it drops them from $6 each to $4 each, and I was needing some more for some organizational purposes, so I went to pick those up. And then I got 4 of the Christmas paper pads. They were on clearance for, I believe it was $3.60 each, so I grabbed those. And then there was a 50% off coupon. I just used them on some Valentine's stickers because I didn't want to spend a lot of money, so they were like $8, so they dropped down to $4. So after taxes, I spent a total of $34.88 at Michael's. Didn't go out again until January 15th. I went to Dollarama. The majority of that shopping trip was like groceries and household items, but I did grab a few Valentine's things, so that was $11.87 after tax. I'd forgotten to put in my subscribe and save craft purchases from January 7th from Amazon, and they were just 2 rolls of ATG tape, and I order a pack of A5 envelopes every month to go with the bazillions of cards that I make instead of having to try and make the envelopes. So that was $26.28. Then on the 23rd, I ended up having to order a roll of 12-inch score tape, and I got more trimmer blades, because that's what I usually do when I need to top up a order to get free shipping. I just throw in more trimmer blades. And I picked up some blue Scotch tape, I think it's what it's called. It's removable Scotch tape. I saw Call Me Crafty Al mentioned it in one of her videos. She uses it to hold down like small pieces of paper that are hard to hold down when you cut them, and so far it works really well, so I'm glad I followed that recommendation. So that ended up being a ridiculous $44.66 after taxes, because here in Canada, I don't know about the States, but here in Canada, the free shipping limit is $35, so I spent a ridiculous amount of money. 23rd, I was at Dollarama looking for some things, and I picked up exactly 1 Easter crafting item and a couple more Valentine's items that I was looking for, and that ended up being $13.28. And that's it for this recap for how I did in January on my crafty goals for 2020. Like I said, I will have to do sort of a little update at the start of my February recap to get final totals on items and things like that. But for the most part, that's what I've done this month. I'm pretty proud of that, especially the whole killing off 4 Martha Stewart paper pads. I'm so happy that I don't have to look at those anymore. Please check out everyone else involved in the collab. They're all linked below. You can also click the hashtag CRAFTYGOALSWITHAMALIA to see everyone's videos, and you'll also see the videos of anyone who is decided to participate craft along, I guess goal track along with the rest of us. They will, if they've used the hashtag, even if they're not officially quote unquote in the collab, if they've used the hashtag, they will be, you can find them under that hashtag as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Please give it a share. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click that little bell in the corner to be notified when I next upload a video. And I will see you guys in the next one.